Are there things happening that you don't understand, or do you know why they're happening and you're just wanting to get better at offering a deliberate vibration? That's mostly it for you, isn't it? Life does keep happening, doesn't it? Because life keeps responding to vibrations that are already in motion, to patterns of vibration. That's what a belief is, you know. A belief is a pattern of vibration. Are you getting clear with the understanding that you are a vibrational being continuously offering vibration, and that the law of attraction is responding to your vibration and then matching you up with vibrational equivalency? In other words, you get what you think about whether you want or not. And that's hard to take until you've got control of your thoughts. And you know what? You're never going to have control of your thoughts, not completely. Because you are here in an environment of contrast to which you are responding. You just can't be in this world that is manifested, and by that we mean you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch, which means you are interpreting vibration into those physical, sensual awarenesses. And so you're having exposure to experiences to which you are having reactions. And sometimes those reactions, even if you don't say something out loud, your reactions are vibrational. In other words, sometimes you see something and it makes you flinch or wish it were otherwise. And so that's what we mean when we say it's not uncommon, it's not abnormal to react as life comes. But you want to keep that to a minimum. You want to be less of a reactor and more of an actor, more of a getting out ahead of it, more of a establishing your vibrational stance so that you're steady in a contrasting environment. And then life is really fun, even in contrasting environments. You don't mind a little contrast. In fact, we know you like the drama. You do. You like to be enlivened. You like a good problem to solve. You like questions to which you are seeking answers. It's all part of your evolution. It's all part of the expansion of the universe. It's part of the evolution of all things, all species, all that is. But you do want to have some sense of how it works so that you have some measure, in fact, from our perspective, a large measure of creative control. And that's what we are about. We are here to help you to understand the laws of the universe. We're here to help you understand who you really are and how you fit into all of this.
Hey Siri, what's the definition of weird?
As an adjective, it means suggesting something supernatural, uncanny. Do you want to hear the next one? I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Weird, of strange or extraordinary character, odd or fantastic, of, relating to, or caused by witchcraft or supernatural, magical. Weird, noun, fate, destiny. In 2015, my friend Jesse LeBeau got me this gig speaking at a high school in Alaska. And I really didn't know what I was going to talk about, but I knew that I was just going to allow spirit to come through as it needed to. And I ended up talking about being weird. Because so many things that I would do when I was my natural self would get me called weird. Someone would say, "You're really weird." And I found that people who are really liberated and free, like really being themselves, they're not afraid of getting called weird. They're too busy being who they are. And although every human being is an artist and has artistic expression within them and the capability to express artistically within them, not all identify as artistic or as an artist. The artist risks being weird. The artist risks being rejected, because when you really express what's inside to the outside world, there's a chance that they won't agree, or that they, whoever they is, family, friends, culture, society, your town, community, there's a chance that they won't accept it, they won't like it, or they will feel like it doesn't match who they thought you were. So the artist really risks being weird. I'm risking being weird. I'm getting looked at by people walking around me. I'm sitting on top of my car, talking to this screen, eating food. The artist risks making no sense to anybody else. The artist risks missing out on other people when they choose, or when they feel they can't miss out on an expression. I was speeding, not kinda. I was speeding on the way here.
And in that situation, you are not impatient about it because you have a certain understanding from what you've witnessed.
Because I was intending to catch the sunset, or at least the color palette of the sunset.
We just want you to be more aware of what you've got going on. We want you to know that you were source energy before you came into these bodies, and that source energy part of you still exists non-physically, and that source energy part of you is aware of you here and now and in all moments in time.
Because that's important to me. Not even to make a video out of it, although it's aesthetically pleasing to have on video as well. My intention was that I had a vision. I had a vision of eating this food from Erewhon. I had to be in Huntington Beach to meet some friends. I was at Erewhon in Venice, and I was in the parking lot starting to eat, and I was like, you know what? No. I need to get to Huntington Beach, and I need to eat this while there's still sunlight. And so I started driving. And while I was driving, I was listening to Abraham Hicks.
You get what you think about whether you want it or not.
And sending messages back and forth with some inspiring loved ones and mirrors in my life. And then listen to Abraham Hicks.
When you want something and you yourself are vibrationally opposed to it, it's uncomfortable.
Surge me and spiral me into the vortex, into undeniable alignment with my source. And then I'm here and I'm enjoying this, and the vision comes to fruition, comes to fulfillment. I had this desire to eat and watch, be stimulated visually, looking at the ocean, those sunset color palettes, very subtle, but it's very pleasing to the eyes. You know, looking at the concrete jungle all day, a lot of grays, and for one who experiences synesthesia, it's less visually stimulating and therefore less vibrationally, emotionally pleasant. The artist risks everything to be who they really are. Some people risk not being who they are so that they can be accepted by others. If you tuned into this channel, you've heard this one articulate around the idea of missing out on nothing, and how some people downplay it, but FOMO is really a manifestation of mentally misidentifying, meaning identifying as something that we are not. The artist, if you're really an artist, if you're really living your art, you can't miss out on your art. You can't miss out on who you really are. As an artist, you can't miss out on your bliss, and that requires you to miss out on social experiences sometimes, or people, or external validation. And if you choose that external validation, maybe you'll miss out on who you really are as an artist. And that's okay. It's all okay. By choosing one thing, we're gonna miss out on other things. So all that really all there really ever is to do is to choose what we want to miss out on or what we're unwilling to miss out on. Not everyone has a vision for what they want, but a lot of us have little feelings that guide us to what we want. You might not know what to do for your whole week, or maybe you know what to do for your day. You don't know what you want to do for the whole meal, but maybe you know one dish or one thing that you want to eat. Maybe you know where you want to eat it. Maybe you know what it needs to feel like, but you don't know what the words are. Maybe you do it, and then you do it and you watch it back, and it's not how you thought it was supposed to be. But the more and more we lean into this version of ourselves that is who we are when we're connected with our source, the more and more we can't miss out, because we're choosing the real us. We choose the one that never misses anything. And it's been shown to me that when you are missing out on nothing, you are like a moon reflecting the light of the sun. And this is a metaphysical reality. Where is consciousness coming from? How is it getting to the human body? How come when we look at a dead thing, it's like the shape is there, but it has no life? So what is life? What is consciousness? Esoteric Christianity says that the one is the Father, and the Father is moving into manifested reality through this thing called the Sun. Yoga says that thing that is the Sun is the Jiva Atma, or the individual soul self, and it's coming from Brahma. Brahma is the one from which all comes, but then it comes into that which we see as the third dimension, manifested reality, fourth dimension, time and space. But how does it get here? Where does this light come from? If you're looking as an uneducated perspective, you'll think that there's just a glowing pole. But upon further investigation, upon further understanding, you're like, oh, electricity. There's electricity. Somehow this thing is lighting up because of electricity. But the metal pole is not creating light. Same thing, it's like, where are those colors coming from? Where is the thing that's producing light? And as the moon, when we see a full moon, we're like, oh wow, look, a bright circle in the sky. But most of us know better than to think that that's creating the light. It's not creating the light. It's reflecting the light. It's holding space in a way, and then the light's doing what it does, and then we see it. But there has to be understanding that the thing that we're seeing as the source of the light in the nighttime sky is not the source of the light. The source of the light is the sun. So the source of our fun, the source of our alignment, when we choose our bliss, when we follow that vision, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it causes us to question it along the way, when we're in that vortex of knowing, when we're in that vortex of bliss, when we're in that feeling, that frequency that we're on the path towards what we need to be doing, we're doing what we need to be doing, we are feeling the contrast of reality showing us things we don't want, but it's causing us to be a certain way in response, in reflection to it, as an answer, as an action, as an actor, as an actress, not always reacting from the outside world, but choosing the action that feels best before the external reality causes us to sway or tilt. But even that causing of swaying and tilting is part of our information, part of what causes us to shift, causes us to determine what feels best to do. How do you determine what to do? Sensory input, reflection, then choice. Sometimes choice and then sensory input. Missing out on nothing. To miss out on nothing is to just live your fullest life. That's all that means.